Buenos dias. Good morning, all you beautiful people that are out here learning and growing and, challenging the status quo, not accepting the narrative of the mainstream media and actually working to gain a true understanding of what is actually happening in our political system. Good morning to you all, beautiful people. Listen, we got a beautiful short show today because, well, I don't know how short it's going to be. The 9 o'clock meeting I had just pulled up. We're gonna see how this goes. But anyway, I got my guy Terrence Fowler here in the booth here with me in the studio. We're gonna bring him in. Of course, we got to talk about getting in these streets. The main thing I want to talk about with getting in these streets is tonight. That not Albany High, Jesus, my alma mater. Dorothy High versus Westover over here at Darton College, Albany State West is going down tonight. I'm gonna be in the building. A lot of other wonderful Albany leaders are going to be in the building. Make sure y'all come out to that. I forgot, y'all. I ain't even shared the live. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Make sure y'all share the live. Share it to the Albany Forward group. Let me go ahead and bring Terrence on in, man, so we can talk about all some of these exciting stuff. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, people. How are y'all? Everybody good?
Man, listen, I hope so.
Yeah.
And so, real quick, before we jump into all the fun, exciting topics that we got to talk about, of course, we're gonna break down this election. We got the numbers, y'all. We're gonna talk about the actual data. Let me go ahead and share this live right here. Look, now they want to let me y'all pause for a second. Terrence, if you could, brief the people this morning about what we're gonna be doing, talking about today. I'll be right back.
All right, cool. So today we're gonna go over the election. Of course, all elections, the local level, state level, and of course the presidential election results. We have the numbers in. We have different sources. Again, we're not only telling you all to take what we're saying and take it to the bank. We want you to do, your own research and everything that you do. And so we have a couple of numbers from a couple of different sources. We've done some research on what we want to, discuss. Again, our discussion is about. I'm going to speak for me. Adam could speak for himself, but our discussion is never about a right or wrong. It's just a discussion and being able to discuss and everything, regardless if we agree or not, about the things that we need to do in order to better our communities. You know what I'm saying? Our Black communities and communities all around the country. You know what I'm saying? So. We're going to go over those numbers and we're going to dive into some of the extracurricular activities that's going on with the presidential election and the results.
There it is. And I'm back because I still ain't shared live right now. Make sure y'all join the Albany Forward group. And of course, I've got due diligence. We appreciate everybody that's been shopping at Easy Copy. We got a nice gentleman up front here now, which is why, and I know we weren't going to have this entire conversation in one day anyway, but we're going to have to break this up. But I wanted to definitely preface as well, like you were saying, everything that I'm saying, the message and everything is actually rooted in so much love and care for our people. And people are taking this accountability as opposition. And it's the furthest thing from it. It's actually love that I'm actually trying to hold our leaders accountable. There's no point in me trying to break down Trump's how bad everybody want to. Well, what about Trump? What about Trump? Listen, we know that that's Trump. For me, that's a lost cause. I'm not wasting my time trying to analyze that. Whereby when we can see these numbers real quick before we really get into it, we have most of Black people still voting for Kamala Harris, still voting Democrat. And so, where is it? Black right there, 85% Black vote went to Kamala Harris. So I'm trying to speak to you all so y'all can actually see what's going on and actually analyze the loss in real terms, because this whole she lost because America's racist and sexist narrative does not allow you to actually analyze what went wrong so you can fix the mistakes and not repeat the same mistakes. And this wasn't a racist sexist thing. This was a common people versus elitism thing. And we see that in the numbers of how the educated vote, the upper elites, the people with more money, the people with higher incomes, and we're gonna see the numbers, voted for Kamala Harris. People that were making less than $150,000 a year voted for Trump. And that's most of America, because she didn't talk about real issues, which were the economy and how people were actually feeling about money and immigration and how that was impacting the economy. She ran on fabricated issues, which was Trump is going to have an abortion ban, which he never said. He repeatedly refused and it said on the debate stage, he believes in abortion for the rape, incest, and life of the mother stuff like that. So he would veto an abortion bill. So people heard that, and we're not listening to the barrage of lies from the media that kept telling us, "Oh, this race is neck and neck. This race is so close. Like, oh, Kamala's ahead over here. Kamala's ahead. Wow, really?" And then there's gonna be no accountability for that. There's gonna be no accountability for how the media has lied this entire time. Now, here's the thing: like I always say, I don't support Trump. I know Trump is a racist. For me, it started back with when he did the Central Park Five. I always reference that. For me, what he did with them boys, that's unacceptable. I ain't got time. And then fast forward, he's saying crazy stuff about African nations and Haiti. Trump is not my guy. So don't think that I'm a Trump apologist or trying to do that. I'm trying to be clear and honest about our leadership, because our black leaders in our community kept telling us vote Kamala when she wasn't speaking to us, and then want to chastise black men when we hold him back because we're not connecting with this lack of a message. Anyway, we're going to talk about all of that. I have to also to throw in there, I want to talk about the third parties and the impact of third parties in this race. That's going to be a whole nother conversation to unpack.
Yeah, we probably just have to do a whole third party situation.
But let's jump right into it. I want to let's microscope it down though, from the national to the local election. Let's talk about these local wins, because people are completely unaware of our local processes. And like a lot of folks have been saying, let me go ahead and share this screen. Boom. This is on WALB's page, y'all. If y'all want to go see these live yourself, go to WALB. But here we are. So Doherty County Board of Education. So let's go ahead and hear your thoughts, Terrence, on these local results, because Carolyn Hand came out on top of David Maskey by 193 votes, 190 some votes, less than 200 votes. What are the
I mean, I like we said, like both of us said earlier in the race, I think Carolyn Hand is a wonderful lady. I have nothing egregious or negative to say about her at all. I hope that she's successful in this position. But one thing I can say about the results is that David is I think closely to being able to run for another seat in the community, being able to understand and see now his argument. Not to, again, I think Carolyn Hand was a good candidate, and they made nothing personal. And I was happy to see that amongst all the races in South Georgia, no one made it personal. But it was about the issues that was going on. But I really think that we need to be more proactive at this point in time, other than reactive, when it comes to our Doherty County school system. I've said multiple times my gripes about the school system, the head of the school system, and how much change is needed in our school system. I think David Maskey now represents what direction we need to go in as far as holding our leadership accountable. Because something we not argue, but we debated or whatever some years ago. These numbers are fabricated numbers. These awards are fabricated awards, and they're just doing this just like the Democratic Party did for this presidential election. Is just doing this just to make you feel better. But the results, we live it every single day. If our graduation rate was where it is and what they're reporting, which Ken Dyer has stated that David Maskey's numbers were false in some type of way. If our numbers were like Doherty County school system website says, then our city would show that. And what our citizens and how our city is evolving is not that. And I'm not saying that's just a Doherty County thing, because I think the school system as a whole has been letting our young kids, especially this last generation or two, down as far as education. So I just encourage everybody to get more involved, especially now at this point.
So with that, I want to say that, like, to shout out to that segue right there, get involved, because what Carolyn Hand lacked for me in this election, and then this race wasn't on my ballot, but she lacked a clear and concise plan for how she would improve Doherty County schools and these numbers. David Maskey presented a plan. Now, the crux of his plan was put money back into the classrooms, back into toward teaching tools and different things that help teachers to educate better. But he lost. One thing I would like to see is Carolyn Hand and David Maskey work together, or just the school board be more more open,
unified, and it's unified. But
I think I'm not open and accepting to David Maschke, because he clearly is focused on really improving the numbers of our test scores here, and how our kids are actually learning, graduating, and actually being able to read, as opposed to graduating and not having any skills.
And listen, man, I don't know what everybody else do. I had the privilege of working with David on this campaign towards the end of the last 5-6 weeks of the campaign, and I don't know anyone that takes the welfare of our children and the curriculum and the practices there in Dougherty County as serious as David Maschke. I've never seen. I mean, of course, him being in the profession that he is, he's very thorough, pays attention to a lot of details. He's, like the geek type of person, but he absolutely cares. He showed me absolutely that he cares about the school system, the kids that's in the school system. He doesn't care about the bureaucracy of DCSS. You know what I'm saying? He wants the kids to be in a better situation. So I really hope that they can. And I'm saying this because y'all have no idea. Bro, don't go to stuff be on his mind. A lot of people be like, man, I'm going to sleep with stuff on my mind. And David won't go to sleep because he's up thinking about these issues.
Yeah.
That again, don't gotta concern him. He was doing this before already. He left for whatever reason, and now he's coming back because he's seeing what's going on. So, I really hope that they can open up their minds and accept it in. But once you throw, it's been shown. Once you uncover all the BS that's going on, now the people in the heads, they take it personal, which I understand. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You gotta shit or get off the pot.
So with that, I want to bring attention real quick to the difference in numbers with the county commission race with Larry Harris, because Carolyn Hand, Democrat, pulled 4,275 votes, but Larry Harris, Democrat, only pulled off 3,890. And so that was, if he had gotten actually the same amount of numbers that Carolyn Hand had, it probably could have gotten closer to a runoff or a recount or something. But that speaks to the candidate. And this is a good segue because we can swing back up to the national elections, because Larry Harris as a candidate, as I understand, I know Larry Harris personally, nothing against him, he did not connect with the people the way he should have. And so a lot of people didn't vote for Larry Harris.
Candidates in Albany, Georgia, and Dougherty County running for something. Let me tell y'all this. Y'all stop putting y'all name on the damn ballot and then putting some signs out thinking you don't need to campaign. You don't need to go and connect with people. You don't got to go out here and put boots on the streets for real. You take your campaign seriously, man. Take your constituents seriously enough to get a campaign going. Don't just do old school heads that I don't respect in that level, especially as campaigning. Just putting out signs and hey, they're going to vote for me out of nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to run a race, I the last couple of years, we've seen some good races ran as far as actually getting out here and doing something. You feel me? Antonio Screen, Joshua Anthony, Brundle Battle. I don't care if you won or not. We ran a good campaign.
For that race, I wrote in Joshua Anthony too. So
and so I applaud them. You know what I'm saying? I applaud them on their efforts and making sure they don't take for granted the citizens of Albany and Dougherty counties' attention and time. And this money too. If I want to ask for your help, I'm gonna get out here and if I want to ask for your vote, I'm gonna get out here and make sure I show you that I'm working for. Don't just think I'm automatically gonna give you my vote, which is a lot of a lot of the representation in that area right now thinks the exact same thing. And again, that's exactly what we do and think we're gonna get some type of different result from it. So
with this real quick, let's jump down to the package sales on the East Block real quick, and then we can jump up. But 68%, almost 69% voted yes on the East Block, and this is an educational SPLOST tax that they're levying on us. I voted no on this. After hearing what David Maschke presented as far as the budget, and how it's being spent, I said, y'all don't need to tax us anymore for any kind of educational expenses. Y'all got the money to fund whatever. So I voted no. But I know it's a trigger response now in Albany. Folks just vote yes on the SPLOST. Vote yes on the SPLOST. We've been conditioned in that regard. I know a lot of folks didn't read that whole long thing.
No, they didn't read it or understand it before they went in there.
That and so I know a lot of folks didn't read it and just voted yes. What I am hoping is that we as a community are now supervisors of this money that the county is collecting on our behalf. No problem. That the county is collecting on our behalf to do whatever that they said they're going to do with it. Show up to these school board meetings. Now that y'all have elected Dr. Carolyn Hand, who I think is wonderful, I love her, hold her and all the rest of these leaders accountable to actually fixing these numbers that David Maschke has brought to light, which you can still see on the website, dcssreporter.com, if you want to see those numbers. And so the last thing, of course, we want to take a look at is the package sales. These fools here in Albany said, we won't liquor on Sunday.
Tired of going to the country in Dawson and have to get the alcohol.
Shout out to that, man. So Albany, we're going to get alcohol on Sundays by 67% of the community. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, I don't
y'all want to be like Lee County.
Yeah.
But okay, so that's a good summation of the local elections. But one thing, of course, that we got to underline and undergird with all this, keep this same energy next year going into these municipal elections.
Please.
Too much at stake for here. If y'all feel defeated and powerless because the national election didn't go the way you wanted, refocus that energy into your local politics. Hey, I got you, Ms. Crew, Dr. Crew, I'm sorry. Refocus that energy into your local politics because that's where you can actually affect change. Go ahead, give them some knowledge, Terrence.
Most definitely, man. Y'all make sure y'all just stay energized about what's going on. Like, I'll never tell you how to feel, what to do, think, none of that. I'm only telling you my experiences and that sort of thing. Like, it's hard for me to fathom. I understand the disappointment of, what I'm saying, your side or whoever's side. Somebody got to lose in the presidential election and all of that. But I think more than anything, I would hope that it energizes you to keep going and be more involved in that sort of thing and know more in detail, of what's going on and not fall prey to.
Okay. I'm sorry.
We definitely need to, as a people, learn the system, learn politics, learn how it works, and understand where we're having the discourse about, even the disconnect in this election and that sort of thing. But
speaking of that,
yeah, go ahead.
Let's go ahead and share this tab, y'all. So
hold on, what you getting on now? Okay, hold on. Before we get into that, let me just say one thing about a local election. Sanford Bishop has won his 17th.
Oh yeah,
17th congressional term in the 2nd congressional district.
I'm trying to find them numbers. Hold on.
If you don't know how long a congressional term is, it's 2 years. So 17 times 2 is 34 years in the same position. And I'm gonna say this again. I saw somebody post the map of Georgia, of course, with the presidential election, and it goes by counties. And, it had Dougherty County down there with its blue speck, and they had an arrow going up there saying we did our job.
They did, too.
Yeah, you did. But at what point do you hold them accountable for doing their jobs? Right now, again, we've talked about this on this show multiple times. Your representation from Albany, Georgia, Dougherty County, and 153 and all of that, do not go and advocate for your resources that you need in your city. There has not been real growth in Albany, Georgia in over 12 to 14 years.
Now, I will say, told you. To that point, Sanford Bishop did get up and talked about the money that he has brought down to Albany, and he talked about how he's able to do it because he's on the appropriations committee and all of this jazz, and he broke that junk down, and it was worth a listen. It was at the
but at the end of the day, he's appropriating those funds to the same areas. It has not brought anything new to the city or the area in years.
Well, no, that's because our local officials keep doggone doing what the heck they doing with the money.
I know. Now everybody.
So Sanford Bishop, he bringing the money down, but then we got Warvington, we got Lane Staff, we got Bo Durr and Jalen Johnson voting to send this money, all kind of foolishness, and that's the election that's coming up.
All right, 34 years. Hold on, 34 years. Let me take 2 of them off. Matter of fact, let me take 4 of them off. 30 years don't equate for those 4 in the last 4 years. He's done nothing of substance in years. If you look at where that money goes that he subsidized from, and I'm not knocking Sanford Bishop, I respect what he's done, but it's time for him to retire. Either come up with a succession plan next year, since this is a 2-year situation, or I'm again working to retire Sanford Bishop in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Because if they choose not to sit down and get out the way, respectfully, if they don't listen to reason, then
so. What would you like Sanford Bishop to do differently? Because
get out the way. I don't want Sanford Bishop to do anything except.
Well, he's in there for 2 more years. So I'm saying, so what do you want him to do?
At this point, the only thing Terrence Fowler would want to see Sanford Bishop do is set up a successor if he's gonna have one.
Okay, that don't make sense, Terrence.
Because he's not gonna be able to now for the next 2 years. Now, before I say this, I do hear he may not. Like, of course, his rumblings that this might was his last run. And again, I want him to, because I understand that them 2 years up there don't mean shit. They right back to campaigning. They ain't got. And if you're transitioning out and having a succession plan, then you need to be putting that succession plan into play in these 2 years. You ain't gonna have, what new is he gonna do? He ain't doing nothing new. He ain't done nothing new in 10, 12 years.
Your stance on this is part of the problem with this, because if we have elected this person, regardless of whether we want him in there or not, we need to present to them a mandate of how they need to move and actually move in that seat.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we ain't got nothing to say.
I feel you.
So if you guys, no, listen to me.
Okay.
Because if Sanford Bishop is in there and you're not presenting him a to-do list, you don't have anything to say about what does or doesn't get done. And what's more, he's brought the money down, but our city leaders have not. Okay. Tell me, come in. I figured it was going to be a busy morning because this is how it goes. Anyway, so we're going to have to wrap this in a second. But our city leaders haven't done what their job is, which is to look after the interests of the people. So I can't fault Sanford Bishop if you ain't got a plan for him.
Hey, look. Okay, so look. I know what we as a people would do, but I said Terrence because I ain't talking for the people. I'm talking for Terrence, right? All I want him to do, I'm not going to get him, even at my level, or nobody else is going to get him to do a damn thing at this point in time. He's been there doing what he wanted to do forever. What I want to see him do is set up a successor and be ready to get the hell out of the way in the next election cycle. That's all I care about. So if it's your farewell tour going around to all the 30 counties, I don't care. There is nothing more because he's not going to do anything else. He's 80 years old, bro.
All right. We can talk about that.
Yeah. I know you got to.
Let me jump in here. Yeah, I knew we were going to have to cut it shorter.
It's cool.
We can come back this evening if possible.
We'll talk about the presidential stuff this evening.
We can talk about that right before the game. So y'all tune in again. Albany, the city of Albany, come out to support these young youth athletes out here at ASU West this evening. I forget what it's called, something classic kickoff, whatever the tip off. But make sure y'all out there and support. We're gonna go live tonight, talk about these numbers a lot more in depth. But appreciate y'all time, and keep loving and being bright and smart, y'all.
Please, y'all. No beefing over politics, man. It's love.
All of that.
All right.